This program does not necessarily reflect the views, opinions, or policies of the City of Oceanside, its elected officials, KOCT, its board of directors, or staff.
Welcome to Oceanside Talks on KOCT Television in Oceanside. My name is Jay Stryker-Meyer, and I'll be your host today for a special production featuring the Veterans Association of North County, an umbrella organization representing 35 veterans groups in North County and San Diego. Today's special production will feature interviews with key VANC volunteers, both veterans, with two women who work with Career Transition Assistance Program, or CTAP, that prepares veterans and service members to transition from the military into civilian life. And last but not least, we'll talk to two people representing corporations that have stepped forward to assist VANC through donations, time, services donated to help VANC move forward with its mission. The first people we'll talk to today are Army veteran and retired Major Sandra Fichter, the VANC Vice President, and Juliana Owen, a U.S. Navy reservist who serves as VANC Secretary. Sandra, what is the Veterans Association of North County?
Yes, good afternoon. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Shirley.
VANC, Veterans Association North County, is a coalition of all of the veteran organizations in North County. There's about 33 under the umbrella right now who joined together to form a nonprofit, which is VANC. And together we're building a resource center, one-stop resource center here in Oceanside, and also featuring programs to support our veteran and military community.
And then what is its ultimate mission?
The mission of VANC is to bridge veterans and their families to the resources that they're looking for. When I say veterans, I include active duty military and their families also. But basically that we can be a one-stop resource center for them so they don't have to run all over the place to find what they need, and that we also advocate for the needs that they have.
Jelena, who does VANC serve?
Oh, VANC serve all military members, vets, active duty, reserve, National Guard, the members and their families. We also serve all retirees and those who are separated, and from all branches and all eras of services.
And you recently separated from the armed services, so you were active duty for a while, then you went into the reserve.
That's correct.
What brought you to VANC?
It was actually my husband. He's presently an active duty Marine Corps, and he's getting ready to retire at the end of this year. He was told about VANC's Career Transition Assistance Program from a fellow Marine, and we heard that it's actually a good program that would help him start preparing for his retirement and his job search as he transitioned from military to being a civilian. The next segment we'll share more about the details about this program, but long story short, we both decided to take this course, and it's the best decision we could have made.
And then how did that lead to your being on the VANC board? Well,
during the month-long program, we get to meet awesome people like Sandra, and we learn of all the other resources that VANC provides to veterans and the families. And we wanted to be a part of that. We're retiring here in Oceanside, and we want to be a part of the community and part of the veterans community.
And what would you tell other soon-to-transition military members or veterans in general about VANC?
I would strongly encourage them to enroll in the CTAP program, and as you will hear in a minute, it will give them all the tools and support that they will need during the job search. Even if you're going to relocate later on, just take the course and begin preparing. Also, call VANC and find out more about the resources that VANC has to offer and how you can help support your fellow veterans. We always need members and we always need volunteers.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Well, Sandra, many years ago, I was a police reporter in Oceanside, and I remember on days when it rained, 1617 Michigan Avenue was the police headquarters. You had to wear a rain jacket inside. because you would get wet. The city of Oceanside has done a good job in cooperation with VANC in building it, bringing it up to speed, and taking out the gas tanks in the back. So now, as VANC moves forward with that outstanding building, what are the plans for the interior and what are the needs there in terms of potential donations?
Right. Again, we're on 1617 Mission Avenue, the old police station.
Just east of I-5?
Just east of I-5, and people have watched it transform from a brown brick to a beautiful white stucco building now. It's 10,000 square feet inside, and it will house not only the programs that we sponsor, but the programs that will be sponsored by the different nonprofits that we've collaborated with. Right now, we're at the front of the building hosting the CTAP program, and that's thank you to the city of Oceanside, who's allowed us to be in that facility. And we're currently raising the money so that we can finish the back of the facility, the 10,000 square feet, so we can build it out.
I mean, in the city of Oceanside, we've had some political acrimony over the years, but when it comes to this building and working with VANC, the city council has been united behind VANC.
We are so thankful. From the beginning, when Chuck Atkinson, our founder, approached the city council about getting a facility to be able to house this resource center, everybody was on board. And we're so proud because every single time that we put something in front of the city council, it's been unanimous. It's been 5-0 for everything we've requested. They're big supporters of the military and the family and the veterans in the community. We couldn't have done it without them. And
then, like today, we had a meeting there for the Interfaith Community Services, VANC, Joint Committee, the monthly Community Advisory Board meeting, and then we're on one side of the building, and then who was on the other side?
The other side is, again, connected to our jobs program. That's our priority right now. Is there are so many veterans who are out of work and transitioning veterans who are going to be looking for work. So aside from the CTAP program, we're hosting other certificate producing programs. In this case right now, we're hosting a program that's certification for those who want to be security guards and bodyguards and so forth that have that background from the military. So they're able to come, take this 2.5-week course, get their certificate, get their weapons certificate, and it's free of charge to them through a grant. And so we're going to keep building on those type of programs so that we can, again, transition our veterans hopefully into jobs or at least be ready for the jobs, you know, when they become available.
So when you've always been campaigning for grants, would that include grants that would come from the Armed Forces Interest Group of Rancho Santa Fe Foundation that provided some money for the CTAP and other programs like that?
Yes, that's a perfect example. It's a private organization that they provided the seed money for us for the Career Transition Assistance Program that we have. They were wonderful. They spoke to us. They saw the urgency of the need with so many people being basically discharged right now. And we were able to start CTAP because of that contribution by them. So that's what we're looking for in partnerships with other corporate organizations or private foundations such as theirs. And then we're also looking for donations to finish the building. That's the big one for us.
So when you look at the building, we have the front part, which is about, what's that, estimated 15?
It's 3,500 square feet.
That's 3,500?
Yes.
So then the last 6,500 needs, that's where the work's got to be done. We have the structure
Correct.
there, the beams are there, but what else needs to be done inside?
Basically, we need to do a complete build out. And when we say complete, that includes all of the plumbing and the electrical and adding the sewage. So that's the reason for the large price tag.
Sure.
And we basically... Which is a total of $1.3 million. And right now, we need about another $850.
850,000.
850,000. Thank
4
you.
zeros.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not used to talking those kind of money.
That's big money for all of us.
Yeah. So basically, that's what we're trying to close the gap on so that we can finish the rest of the facility. As soon as we finish it, we have more programs to come in. We have partnerships like Warrior Kitchen that allows us to provide culinary arts training and other organizations like that. So it's not basically just about VANC having a building and there we are. It's because there's a lot of other nonprofits being waiting to host other programs in there.
And then ultimately, VANC wants the doors, have the doors open more to the public, and that way, if a veteran or a service member comes in, they can get a direct need met. If they're searching for information about grants or where to go for VA help,
Correct.
they can come, walk in the front door, and bingo.
Right. Right now, we're already servicing virtually, either by phone or email. The few occasions that we are in the front and available during the day, we get walk-ins all of the time. And so basically, we know that there's a need. They're waiting for those doors to open. And so they, meaning the veteran and their families, basically are also waiting for the building to open.
And Jelena, is there anything further that you're looking at? You and your husband are coming in here, getting excited, bringing new blood into the program. What's one of the, within 30 seconds or less? What are you looking forward to bring to the program?
Most definitely. John, especially.
Yes.
he looks forward to helping out all the fellow service members. You know, and that's what we need. We're here to give help, and and it's a genuine, sincere help.
All right.
Yeah, and we look forward to doing that.
Ladies, thank you for joining us today.
Thank
We'll be
you.
right back with our next segment talking about the CTAP program. Thank you.
Somewhere around the world, there are men and women of the armed forces risking their lives, helping rebuild communities after natural disasters, collecting toys for needy children, tutoring kids in local schools. They were at Bunker Hill, Gettysburg, Iwo Jima, Quezon. They've been under the sea and to the moon. They stand watch in Korea. They keep drugs away from our shores. They patrol our skies every day, every year. These are your sons and daughters. You see them in church and at Little League games. But they are special because they work to keep us safe, secure, and free. Dedicated men and women who put their country first.
Welcome back to Oceanside Talks on KOCT Television in Oceanside, where today's topic is VANC, the Veterans Association of North County. One of the expanding programs at VANC is CTAP, and we have two ladies here who will talk to us about that quite knowledgeably. Janice Whitaker of J.P. Whitaker and Associates will be our first person to speak to us, and we'll be joined also by Julia Mira, who is the North County Office Manager for Manpower. Janice, thank you for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about CTAP, please.
CTAP. CTAP actually stands for Career Transition Assistance Program. And what our goal is to help transitioning military and veterans transition from their successful military careers into successful civilian careers. So what we do is we offer 8 workshops that are spread out over 4 weeks, and it covers subjects such as resume writing, interviewing skills, networking techniques, all sorts of things.
Would that include like language interpretation? So if a guy comes in and says, I'm a cannon cocker, meaning he uses artillery, you go, wait a minute, say this in English, please?
Exactly. We have to stop them all the time and say, what did you say? No one can understand you.
Military acronyms.
Correct. So we take them from military speak to civilian speak. We teach them how to dress, we teach them how to speak, we teach them how to write their resumes so that they can sell themselves when it comes to job seeking. That's what we try to do, and so we try to do that quite successfully and place them in jobs that they are really interested in.
And you volunteered to start this program when we've worked with Sandra at VANC?
Yes.
How long has this been going on now? Has it been a quiet effort, volunteer?
Yes.
Yes.
Since November, Sandra has quite an array of people that she knows in the community, and as she got going, she asked several of us to help her create this program. So we got together and created the workshops, figured out the timelines, what are we going to cover, and came up with quite an array of workshops that we think are really successful for our veterans.
Julie, what makes CTAP unique?
Participants of CTAP will be given practical tools, tips, advice, and resources that they can apply to their individual job searches. And one of our really unique pieces is that they're getting this information from the hiring managers and the decision makers they want to get in front of when it comes to interviewing. So they're getting it straight from the horse's mouth.
As you get involved with this, have you seen a couple things that are typical that, as we tell our TV audience about some of the things, the needs you run into, why it makes it unique?
I think, just like you pointed out with Janice here, I think the biggest challenge for myself and for a lot of civilian hiring managers is really deciphering the resumes. So being able to help our military translate their resumes and their talents into something that I can read and that my peers can understand, that's really the most unique part.
Sure. And Janice, CTAP is needed. Why? I mean, it seems like there must be some other, besides the obvious, there's a lot of other needs back there as to why the CTAP's needed, and it must be a delicate process sometimes.
Well, there are a lot of people out there that are offering services for veterans. I think CTAP's really needed because these folks are coming back into civilian life, basically, as if they've come from another country. They speak another language, they have different customs, and it's kind of hard to compete with our little more sophisticated job seekers that we have now. So what we're really trying to do is get them a job so they can provide for their families, they can provide for themselves, and be a part of our growing community.
And then Janice, Julia, I'm sorry. What's the value to the participant? There must be some other inherent values like self-confidence and things like that once they get into this program.
Absolutely. It's a very competitive job market out there right now. And like Janice said, even for seasoned civilian job seekers, it's incredibly difficult to navigate all the new tools that employers use to communicate with potential candidates. And our vets really need to understand these changes and be prepared for the new job market so that they can understand the challenges that they will be faced with and not give up when it seems like they don't know what's going on, because it does feel like they're entering a foreign country. So we're really there to help them fill their passport with all that they will need to
while being a human interpreter also.
Correct.
So what drew, obviously you're very busy at Manpower these days with this economy. So what drew you in to VANC to be a volunteer for CTAP here?
I've really been looking for a way to serve my community with my knowledge of the job market and my staffing experience. So when Sandra approached me about CTAP, it all just clicked. I do have my selfish reasons. A lot of our clients are very interested in hiring military personnel. But like I said earlier, the challenge is really deciphering that resume. So CTAP is really giving me the opportunity to learn firsthand about military talents and skill sets. And then I turn around and teach them how to communicate that back to my peers and I.
So as a volunteer with a lot of military people at VANC, do you also learn how to interpret from English to militarism?
Yes.
Acronism?
Yes, absolutely. We attended a dinner with Sandra not too long ago where I mouthed to her, I have no idea what I'm being told right now. So I'm learning a lot, and it's really helping me again in turn around and teach them how to communicate that back.
Of course, sometimes you need an interpreter from Army to Marine to Navy, but...
Yes, and our participants help us with that as well.
Janice, why should other professionals volunteer here and help out? Because I know you've had a good start here through the outreach of Sandra and yourself and Julia, but why should others consider volunteering their time here?
Well, you know, one of the unique things about CTAP is that all of our volunteers, our facilitators, are business people. They're working business people, so they bring a lot to the table. And what I'd like to encourage other professionals to do is to bring those skills that they have, their expertise, their experiences, and share them with our veterans and transitioning military so that they can make that successful transition. It's good for the community, it's good for the professional, and that way it just makes a stronger community. So if these professionals will share their expertise, in turn our veterans will be great community members. It's a win-win for everyone.
Sure. And then as we move forward, how many classes have you all had already? And then how many volunteers? I know there's been an extensive number of volunteers that you all have interviewed some, others that have come in and worked. There's just a lot of work that goes behind the scenes. And again, nobody's getting paid here for this. This is a high level of professional skill that you two bring to the table.
Right. We have 8 workshops that we offer that go over this 4 weeks, and for each one I'd say we have an average of 2 facilitators per workshop, and then some we have business professionals, a panel that come in. So we probably have 20 to 25 business professionals that help us out that volunteering.
That many?
At least.
And then from the manpower side, you must have a lot of needs. And do you see the VANC as you move forward with the CTAP programs? Do you see this hopefully growing? Will there be more potential directly go from CTAP programs into the manpower where you're looking for how many? I mean, I have no idea how many corporations you work with.
Absolutely. We employ in San Diego on a weekly basis approximately 1,000 people, anywhere from warehouse assembly into your more professional positions like HR and purchasing. This is, like I said, a little bit of selfish for me. Sure. Because I'd like to get my hands on some really good talent, and a lot of my clients are very interested in military personnel because they themselves are veterans. So this is a way for me to get them first for manpower, and then, like Janice said, win-win.
And then and your office is located in Oceanside where?
In San Marcos Boulevard, actually, 960 West San Marcos Boulevard, right by the 78 freeway, and we do cover the Oceanside, Carlsbad, Vista, San Marcos area in regards to jobs.
So if people watching this show come forward and we get a few more volunteers, there's no limit here. So the more volunteers we get and get it coordinated, the more service members and veterans we can help. I assume that's accurate, Janice?
Yes, and that's our goal. We'd love to be able to service as many veterans as possible, get volunteers going, get several classes going at a time during the month, so that we can get them reintegrated into their perfect civilian job.
Well, thank you. This is the end of the segment here, and again, a lot of the programs at VANC are funded through donations. And we have sponsors such as Care Fusion, which is proud to support the CTAP programs at VANC, where they're committed to helping today's veterans and service members. We'll be back with our next guest from AT&T, and I forgot the other guests off the top of my head. Thank you.
Flying at 600 miles per hour and turning 9 times the force of gravity is one of the most amazing things I've ever done. I'm Heath Voss, Supercross racer. Whether you want to fly at the speed of sound or hit a jump on a dirt bike and fly 50 feet in the air, you have to work hard, stay focused, and make some tough choices to accomplish your goals. Make the right choices today and be ready for the challenges tomorrow. This message brought to you by the U.S. Air Force.
Welcome back to Oceanside Talks on KOCT in Oceanside. We're joined for our last segment here with two guests, John Osborne from AT&T and Eve Nasby from Emerit. And these are two people that have done what many people in America do, but here's at the local level, where they and their companies have stepped forward to help VANC, not only with their time and their money, but also just caring for the project. John, as I said earlier, you and I met 5 years ago when VANC was just a pipe dream, and you're one of the earlier people that came on board with us at VANC. And could you just tell us why you came in, what drew you to it at that time?
Sure, Stryker. You know, AT&T has nearly 100 years of supporting active duty military veterans and their families, and we've done so through sponsorships, contributions, job placement, and supporting our company employees who are reservists. And the VANC project to get their building off the ground was just a natural fit for us. We gave them a technology grant that was fairly significant so they could outfit the building with computers and video cameras and that sort of thing. So we just saw it as a real good fit. And then we've built on that partnership with our recruiting folks who are now working with VANC to get active duty military and transitioning military aware of the jobs that are available at AT&T.
So in addition to that, AT&T is also attracting veterans through this program and other programs. This is part of it overall. This is a side of AT&T we don't hear about much. We hear, well, never mind, but this is something positive. So.
Well, we're a big company and we have a lot of jobs, and we view transitioning military and veterans as having technical skills, soft skills, leadership ability, and those fit well for employers like AT&T. You know, they really provide a lot of value to a company for ours and others.
Thank you. Eve, First, tell us, please, what Emerit is as a company, because for us, people running around the street that aren't involved in direct employment or that don't deal with manpower, talk to you, please. Tell us, please, what that is and what drew you to VANC.
Sure. Emerit Consulting is the largest service-disabled veteran-owned staffing service in America. So we do compete with our friends at Manpower. The reason that we are here to support VANC is obvious. Our company is passionate about helping veterans transition. Our president and founder, Gary Herbold, is twice awarded the Purple Heart in Vietnam. And so from our very core, the very core of who we are as an organization, we're here to support veterans in transition. Why VANC? Well, if you've ever met Sandra or Chuck, you know that they're people of integrity, and if they're doing anything, we want to be a part of it. We also got a chance to chime in on the content. So I am a facilitator for the program and work with one of my coworkers, Joshua Vosovic, who is an Army captain. He's just a great man, and have the privilege of contributing to that content as well as delivering it to the fine folks that are coming out of the military. It's the right thing to do, and we're privileged to be a part of it.
Thank you. As a facilitator, what is that like? You come in through the front door, you got Sandra there, who's the great motivator,
yes,
the networking queen of veterans community.
She
and
is.
Then from there, she gets you into it to do what? Tell us a little bit about being a facilitator, too.
Sure. We got a chance to develop some of the curriculum. So now the facilitators can come in and it's plug and play. They can take a look at the curriculum that's already been developed for this 8-week program, and it's very easy. So I would encourage folks to take a look at that and chat with Sandra about that. We get a chance to educate them on their resumes, how to adjust for an interview, where to find jobs, how do what the skills that they have translate into civilian world. So that's what we are privileged to help them do.
Then John, at AT&T, with your resources, I've been to the AT&T website lately, but is there something there that helps veterans or service members that are looking looking for jobs?
Absolutely. They can go to the AT&T website, and there is a section there on careers, and they can put their resume directly in online. We actually have a military talent attraction manager who assists transitioning military.
A military talent attraction. Okay, thank you.
We want to attract military folks
All
to
right.
AT&T, and we have a person who does just that. He works with military, helps them understand what AT&T's jobs are, and then also to help them be able to communicate what their skills are and what they've learned on the military side and how that might fit in working with AT&T or with other companies as well. We have an employee resource group with over 5,000 employees who work with transitioning military on jobs, transitioning to jobs of all kind, also making them aware of jobs at AT&T, but with other employers as well.
John, Eve, I want to thank you for joining us at KOCT for this program today. For your corporations, what you've done, along with other corporations such as the Armed Forces Interest Group of the Rancho Santa Fe Foundation and AmeriCorps. I think I've got that right. But these are, without this corporation and sponsorship and your caring, VANC would be hurting for certain. And I want to thank everyone for taking time from their busy schedules to participate in the special production of Oceanside Talks on KOCT. As many of you know, besides being an occasional TV host on KOCT, I'm a combat veteran and a trustee with VANC. Having been involved with the development of this great organization, today in San Diego County there are more than 38,000 veterans who served tours of duty in Iraq and Afghanistan. Last Friday at the San Diego Veterans Coalition meeting, it was announced that more than 35,000 young veterans have signed up for services with the VA healthcare in La Jolla. With the winding down of 2 wars where our veterans have served our country, we're going to have thousands living in North County. When they were asked to serve, they stepped forward to serve our country. Now, as they return to home, it's time for us to serve them, to ensure that they know what their benefits are and how to transition back to civilian life, thanks to programs like CTAP. I'd like to ask those in a position to make a financial donation or to donate time or other options or equipment to please contact VANC. The information for that is on the screen. Thank you for joining us at KOCT today. As we end our program, I'd like to thank the KOCT staff for providing this program and to the sponsors who have helped VANC, again, AT&T and Emerit. We thank you kindly. Have a good day.